Welcome, everybody. I'd like to call the Anaheim City Council meeting back to order. Okay, now is the time for public comments on any agenda items except public hearing item number 31, Grandma's House of Hope. We will address this item separately, and I ask that speakers reserve their comments until the public hearing is called. City Clerk. Welcome.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, my fellow citizens. I had some thoughts that I was going to address, but as usual, I sort of wing it as I go along. I should be so eloquent at the age of Bill Delotti's daughters to be that eloquent. I mean, my gosh, they were incredible. To attack that kind of spirit, the young people, is just beyond me. And may I ask you, Mr. Fitzgerald, did you know that Donald Trump's looking for a running mate? Maybe you should apply. At the same time, man, there's so many things that we could be addressing ourselves. I was thinking of the McCarthy hearings, way back when, and there was Joseph Welch, who was the counselor who finally told Senator McCarthy, "At long last, sir, have you no shame, Mr. Fitzgerald?" But moving along, I'd like to see a proclamation addressing the people out there that are helping the homeless and the people that are forgotten about, the people that are just left to die out there on the street. And I'd like to submit, for your example, Lou Noble, who just happens to be standing up, R. Joshua Collins, Renee Belleni, back there. Victoria Michaels, I know, has worked with some of the people reaching out to the homeless and the people that are forgotten. And these are human beings in our very midst. And here we'll be talking about hotel, millions of dollars to hotel developers. And then we'll talk about the STR thing, and I think you see where I stand on that. And here, yet, we should be focusing on the things that really we should address the homeless issue once and for all. We can't let it just be passed off to somebody else. But to those people, that if we can give them the empowerment to take care of the issue, and the city should not be involved in collecting shopping carts and throwing away people's belongings, including their medications that barely keep them alive. So I think we could do better with that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Welcome.
My name is Renee. I'm a police accountability activist. I'm an advocate for the homeless. I'm a lot of other things. I'm human. And what I'm here to talk about today is other human beings with hardships, that code enforcement is compounding hardships onto the homeless population in the parks. I went to go visit Patsy. I'm sure you guys know who Patsy is. She's been arrested several times. Her medication has been stolen by the Anaheim liaison team. Her property's been taken by the Anaheim liaison team. She's been ticketed. She's been jailed. She's been all of these things. And one thing she hasn't been is helped. So I was visiting Patsy at Maxwell Park a few days ago, and I noticed the code enforcement drive up onto the lawn. And I don't know whose idea it was to change the code enforcement's decal on their vehicles, but it is absolutely ridiculous to change their decal to homeless outreach. These vehicles that go up and ticket and take property and criminalize the homeless drive vehicles that say homeless outreach on them. That is ridiculous, because these individuals are not helping or outreaching to the homeless. They are taking things, they are ticketing, they are participating in jailing them, all of these things. And the homeless liaison team, the Anaheim police liaison team that was created, they've had enough time to really help the homeless. But all they have done so far is ticket, jail, take property, ticket, jail, take property. Arrest homeless advocates, Lou, Josh, Kara Sandoval. Kara Sandoval went to trial and was found not guilty. Her arresting officer, a member of the liaison team, was found guilty of unlawfully arresting her. This individual is still on the liaison team. There is zero accountability going on within the Anaheim Police Department through the liaison team, through the undercover department, through the whole department. There has been zero accountability. Men have been shot in the back for no reason in Anaheim by the police, and there has been no accountability. I'm here today to remind you guys about this, to remind you that there is dangerous officers working within the Anaheim Police Department who have gone without zero accountability.
Renee, your time is up, ma'am.
Thank you. Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor Tate and City Council. My name is Valerie and I wanted to address the problem of the homeless living in parks, near freeways, and riverbeds near the Angel Stadium. Not too long ago, many homeless people were living in an area outside the Glover Stadium, but were kicked out so that a little dog park can be made. Therefore, I believe that a homeless shelter should be built in order to keep them off the parks and streets. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. The county is building a homeless shelter over off Kramer, just north of 91, that will have 200 beds plus various services from the county that we're all looking forward to. Welcome.
Hi. My name is Paul. I'm one of those homeless that lives by day in the park, at night in various places. Basically, my issue is the police taking my stuff over and over and over again. I get nothing back.
Speak a little closer to the mic, if you would.
Sure. I get nothing back. I get no receipt. I get no assistance. I get no recourse. The ability for the police to just go in and take a homeless person's stuff without recourse leads to oppression, essentially. And I think that it's intended to keep them down. It's not helpful to pin someone on their own viewpoints. I can tell when the police come what their intent is before they as soon as they open their mouth, whether it's going to go well or it's going to go bad, based on whether or not they're having a good day. And I, for one, just am tired of having my stuff taken without the ability to defend myself, or at least have an opinion that matters. Most recently, we were given tickets, one of which was a bicycle in the park. So it leads me to believe that if they can't get you on one of the things that they have preconceived notions, then it's almost made up on the fly, where these bicycles on the grass was the only thing that they had to stand on. Tickets are given during feeds, which the churches will come down and feed the homeless, requiring them to leave their belongings wherever they're set up. That's when code enforcement has come down. Not always, but enough that it makes you question their intent. That's all I got.
Thank you, sir. Welcome.
Thank you. My name is R. Joshua Collins. I'm the founder of the Facebook group Homeless Advocates for Christ, so any of you can join that if you'd like. Regarding the homeless, I have a question. In the City of Kindness, is it kind to give a homeless man a ticket for having a bike in the park? That's what's happening. Is it kind to give homeless women camping tickets while they are with their property in a public park? That's what's happening. Exactly what happened on May 12th at Maxwell Park around 2:30 p.m. Sergeant Bob Conklin was one of the ticket givers out there. And now June 30th, these homeless people now have a court date thanks to the homeless outreach team, quote unquote, in the City of Kindness. Is it kind to rob the homeless of blankets, medications, and other property and to refuse to grant them a safe place of rest? Is it kind to tow a homeless woman's car? That's what's happening in Anaheim. Is it kind to trample on the rights of the elderly and the poor and ignore their Fourth Amendment property rights? Is it kind to waste millions of taxpayer dollars on non-necessities such as the Arctic train station and then ignore the basic shelter needs of the homeless on the street? Was it kind for you all to pass a law that allows you to take the homeless people's property? Please don't tell me you are kind. Actions speak louder than words. Jesus says in Matthew 25, verse 41, "Then he will also say to those on the left, 'Depart from me, you cursed, into everlasting fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me no food. I was thirsty, you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, you did not take me in. Naked, and you did not clothe me. Sick and in prison, and you did not visit me.' Then also they will answer him, saying, 'Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty or a stranger or naked or sick or in prison and did not minister to you?' Then he will answer them, saying, 'Surely I say to you, inasmuch as you did not do it to one of the least of these, you did not do it to me.' And these will go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into eternal life."
Mr. Collins, your time is up, sir.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Welcome.
Mayor, Council. Last meeting, you asked me to give you an example of safe zones. Well, I'm not going to call them safe zones anymore because they're actually tent camps. You could actually Google it or even put it on YouTube, safe zones or tent camps, which that's what they are doing and what they've done out in Ontario, and now in Hawaii they've been doing that, and it's something that works because it takes them out of the parks and out of the streets, and gives them a chance to leave their stuff there instead of this ordinance that are criminalizing them, not only criminalizing them but infringing on their Fourth Amendment right, and that is our amendment right ourselves too. Because now I don't even want to go to the park because police are all over just sitting there when they have a lot more out there criminals to apprehend, instead of trying to criminalize the homeless for having their belongings with them. And now the ordinance has gone beyond that, and actually now they don't even give them tags. One of the policemen has said that they don't have to give them tags anymore as long as it's abandoned. And I said abandoned, they exactly knew that whose things were there left while they went to the bathroom, came back in 15 minutes, and their stuff was gone with their medicine, with their papers, without even them checking. That was a code enforcement, by the way. Now they don't even have to have the police with them. But it is just kind of shameful that, we still haven't had these safe zones. We're glad that, that there is shelter, but that's not going to be enough. We've been to the supervisors meeting, and they seem to be actually 3 times that we went there. And with ACLU, actually, that's when they started doing something. So I hope that that we do abolish this ordinance that actually incriminates, not only incriminates, but infringes on our Fourth Amendment right and their Eighth Amendment right too, because they're giving tickets, they're going to jail, and it's overwhelming the courts, spending a lot of money in all this, in Utah and all these other cities that I have given you tapes and videos about, that they have checked, and they actually save millions of dollars a year putting them to housing first. And that's already been proven. So it's already been proven. So I don't see anything. There's an empty lot right there by the 91 freeway and Harbor, which is the city's, which is a big place to put a safe zone.
Lou, if you would, I'm going to ask if we set up a meeting at my office with you and myself. I'm going to ask the city manager to attend,
yes,
and also our police chief, and head of code enforcement and maybe talk about some of these issues. and get more
Yes, we've
details
been
from someone.
asking for that, and
So if you set that up through my office, we'll get that set up in the
yeah,
next.
we
couple
tried,
weeks.
but now thanks for
Right.
for doing that, because we got solutions.
All right.
It's a win-win
Thank you.
situation.
Welcome.
Council. My name is Dan Paredes. I stay in 312 North Poplar Street. I'm a Casa Fullerton student, and I came to bring back the subject of homelessness in Orange County. Well, a little background on me. I come from a homeless background. I was homeless when I was 16 years old. I became emancipated because of harsh treatment and things like that. And I never ever got help from my city, which is kind of sad because it's the city where I grew up in. And, you know, much of the help pretty much came from the McKenna Venom from Obama and the AUHSD, which I really support. I actually know the superintendent and a couple of people from it. Now in Casa Fullerton, I do work for the College of Education department and things like that, so I do keep in touch with all that people. And I just wanted to say that I know you guys can't actually fix the whole thing at once. It takes time, and actually one of my main goals is to be seated in one of those seats where you guys are right now. So I really encourage you to consider helping the homeless, because I think, and this actually goes for everyone, I think Anaheim is composed of everyone from the homeless people all the way to the richest man. So I hope everyone has it on their minds, and I pretty much just serve as a conscience today. I wasn't going to speak, but I got a little bit encouraged by these people. So also, when it comes to police enforcement, I know I don't think the police people are bad. I really do support the police. But I know there's some policemen who don't actually act the right way, the way they're supposed to. And I think Anaheim, as Anaheim City, we should make something happen and find these people so they can get expelled from the police and gain their trust back, right? Thank you. Appreciate it.
Very good. Thank you. Does anyone else like to speak under public comments, whether you've turned in a card or not? Now's the time to do so.